All right. Chelsea,
Brian.
what do we got tonight?
We have episode 2, the monumental second episode, following up with our huge viewership of episode 1.
I
Actually
thought
huge.
episode 1 was good.
That's not sarcasm.
And we went over a lot of details as far as some other shows that we could potentially do, but then I think we kind of honed in on this particular one, which is kind of nice that we can give it a trial run
hmm
tonight, or it was supposed to be Friday night, but now it's Monday night.
Yeah, the first time ever premiere of Digging Deeper from the Brian and Chelsea Make a Podcast.
Well, should we save that for our guest to explain the game show, what we're
Yeah,
doing?
so two monumental things are happening tonight. It's the first time we're testing this segment, which you never know. This could become like a very famous thing that goes down. So it's the first time testing it. And then the second thing is the first time we have someone joining us. So this is quite the test to our dynamic.
The fun part is like we can watch her on screen and she just assumes that she's just kind of in her own little closet and that nobody can see her and she's like getting ready.
Yeah, so explain what you're talking about. This tool that we're using to broadcast
Yeah,
has
so we're using StreamYard. It's a software program that's allowing us to stream on YouTube, or it allows us to stream multiple platforms if we wanted to. Unfortunately, we can't stream to Instagram or TikTok with it, but it does a great job with YouTube. And it has a feature to where it has like a green room where people can pop in who are going to be on the show, and they're not necessarily live yet, but we can see them. I can see them. Like I'm watching her right now and I don't know what the hell she's doing.
creepy. Oh, so please, other guests, join us on our not creepy at all green room part of the segment.
You could see me that whole time. Well, thanks for having me. I didn't realize that, I was going to be your first ever guest too. This is like extra pressure tonight.
Well,
Yeah,
and
we're
you're not
definitely-
just the guest, so this is extra pressure for you, less pressure for us. Castle is joining us to actually be the host of this show. So, Castle, thank you.
You're really putting that pressure on, and I've been off work for exactly 22 minutes. So this is like hour 20 minutes to, get a cocktail and get questions ready and feel prepped. I'm a little nervous.
It's impressive.
This is big shoes to fill.
So I do want to say real quick. So here's the one dilemma that we have talked about, Chelsea and I, for a couple lives and then our first episode, is the fact that Chelsea and I really don't know each other. Literally going on 6 months, and she is the sister of somebody else that I am friends with within, let's say, the garden community on Instagram. Chelsea and I got together on a Star Wars podcast, which was fun. We did a Star Wars live watch of episode 1, which I thought was a lot of fun, but it was like pulling teeth with other people to join us. But we were on for 3 or 4 hours doing that. We've done a couple other lives that we just self-entertain each other. They're fun, and we just self-entertain. But we don't really know each other. And the problem is, if we're going to try to do a long-term project, like maybe a podcast down the road, we should know a little bit more about each other. Castle, right? I mean, is it crazy?
No. And I can say we're definitely going to learn a few things tonight. They may not have been the things that you wanted to learn about each other or even thought you should know about each other, but we're going to learn some things.
So
mostly things that are deeply important to me to know about both of you. So.
I'm very nervous about this. I was not nervous about this at all. Last time we recorded, Brian and I were like, there aren't any questions we aren't going to answer. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Then I had the genius idea to bring on Castle, who has this cackle every time she brings up the questions she may ask us. And
well, because I think they're funny. And I'm like, ooh, they may not think these are funny. It's good.
You're making me nervous.
So, Castle, you're the one that has come up with these questions.
I have. Yes.
And I have not seen them.
Nope.
I don't think Chelsea has.
No.
Again, right?
No.
So can you explain a little bit as far as what questions are these, or how did you come up with these questions?
Yeah. So I have a fairly deep dating history, and the majority of it happened on either Bumble or Tinder. Maybe Tinder's the new dating app. When I was living in Seattle, and this was all kind of pre-COVID. And so when you go on so many first dates, and we're talking, I probably went on like 150 to 200 first dates in like a 3 or 4 year period. Most of them were terrible because the guys in Seattle are very questionable at best. I decided to make first dates more efficient and did a little bit of research online. And I found this article based out of the New York Times that's called 36 Questions to Fall in Love with Anybody. And so I streamlined my first dates and only used these questions on first dates. So I thought for tonight, I took that concept because you guys are trying to effectively, become friends and date each other to figure out if you want to do a podcast. But I put a little bit of a twist on most of them and reshape them a little bit to like what I think would be critical to know about my other podcast host. So that's where we're kind of going tonight. I've got 12 questions and 3 backup questions, depending on how far we get.
And Castle, knowing the questions that you have on hand for both of us, do you feel that do you have like an over under of what questions, how many questions Chelsea and I will both answer? Or would it be easier to say, do you think that there's maybe 1 or 2 or some number that you're like, I know Chelsea is not going to answer this one, or Brian's not going to answer this one? Is there an over under somehow?
No, I think you will answer all of them. I don't know how great your answers will be for all of them, so it depends on how honest you each want to be on some of these.
Oh, you gotta be honest.
I don't think that'll be an issue with the 2 of us.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going. I think you'll answer all of them.
I also arguably know Castle quite well, so she can call me out. I just saw Amanda's watching, so Amanda can call Brian out. We have honesty meters in the room.
So maybe I need to ask this question before we get going.
Yeah.
How well do you guys know each other? More than what Chelsea and I know each other?
I mean, probably more than what you two know each other. We've been, I don't know, we talk a year maybe-ish.
Every day. We talk every day for like a year and a half.
But like not about a lot of like personal things, No, like I don't know that Chelsea knows really what I do for a living.
I don't know what you do for a living, but I do know what your whole yard looks like.
Yeah. So it's a weird level of like personal, right? It's just different. But I have no idea how Chelsea's going to answer most of these questions.
Okay, so I mean we're kind of even, I think. So I mean I do feel a little awkward in that, this whole past week everybody just refers to you as Castle. And I'm like, well, but I see her name on here is Christine. And no, it's Castle. Like Chelsea's like, no, it's just Castle. I was like, well, do I just put I was like, where the fuck does Castle come from? What is that?
It's literally my last name.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Castle is my last name. And people are always like, how do you spell that? I'm like, Castle, literally like a castle. And then they're always like massively embarrassed about it. And you're like, yeah, no, I literally meant like a castle.
Chelsea, did you know this?
I didn't know this.
Oh, well, see there. I feel even better because if Chelsea was going to say, yeah, I knew that, then that's a look.
No, I didn't know.
No.
I was just like, cool. She was like, I go by Castle. I was like, oh, God.
I figured it was a nickname, and I was like, well, maybe she just hates her name, Christine. But I was like, but she has it as her handle on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I've got a great last name, and it's always
really
stuck.
Do. You can't change that in the case of any like matrimony adjustments in your life.
Even at work, people call me Castle. It's just been like, Christine is too long, and people can always remember my last name. So like clients call me Castle. It's easy to remember and it's stuck.
All right. I love it. Chelsea, before we get started, real quick, if you can, I don't know if you have your notepad or something. We need to have her back on later on if this is a success. If this is a disaster, this is the last time we're doing this with her. But we have to bring her back on because I want to find out about these dates that she went on Tinder and Bumble. And
I could write a whole book. We'll
flip the script, and depending on the type of questions that she asks us tonight, we can flip it on her and find out about this dating history of hers.
Brian, here's a little teaser. One of my first dates brought his own hot sauce, like a full-size hot sauce bottle, in a plastic bag into the restaurant and used it on his food in the restaurant. And then wanted to know if I wanted some.
Because he was trying to be different, right? Or do you
That's like
think
I
he's
don't think
just
highly
it's different.
offending to a good chef. Like very offensive.
But also, it was like a Safeway plastic bag that he like tied up and walked in with. Like it was
Not cute.
it was
So
not good.
I
20
wrote
minutes
down,
into this tonight? If this is a disaster, let's just switch to that as a show and just
Yeah.
turn it around. Okay, I'm going to hand it off. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just going to.
Before I even go, David made my root beer float with, I think, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, and I keep now getting weird chunks too. That's just adds a weird level to the beverage
wait,
that I'm drinking.
we should do a what are you drinking intro.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's fair. So Castle, you start because there's something weird
Yeah,
in
so
there.
I have a vodka Bailey's root beer float with chocolate chip cookie ice cream. And because backup, I don't have a full bottle of wine. Too.
Now, is that something that you would normally have on like a Monday, or are you doing this because of the live that we're doing?
Oh no, this is special for you too.
I love it.
Yeah, no. Normally it would just be a straight shot of whiskey. But got to celebrate with ice cream.
Perfect.
That is a drink. I am drinking a glass of red. It looks like a rosso, so an Italian red.
And
It is
just out of
high
curiosity,
quality.
how much is that glass?
Somewhere between $30 and $40 a bottle.
Oh,
Maybe $30 and $40 a bottle.
So it's like $10 a glass.
So yeah, if it's $34 a bottle, the glass in a restaurant, I think would be, how do they normally do that math? I think it'd be a $30 glass of wine. That's how they do that, right? The price of the bottle is per glass of wine.
I've never bought anything that expensive to drink.
$30 a bottle is expensive to me.
Yes.
What?
Well,
A good bottle of wine. This is my wine club.
Exactly.
It's a very nice bottle of wine.
Castle, I'm learning a lot about Chelsea, and that's going to be one of them.
That's not
So
a good one.
This is what I'm drinking tonight. This is Boda Box. This was on sale tonight for $16.99. If I were to buy 4 of them, I would have gotten a 10% discount. And it is a red, and I like it. I enjoy it. So it's like, I don't know what the math is per glass, but I can probably pour like 16 glasses out of this. So it's like $1 a glass or something. I don't know.
Brian, if you have a Kroger's or Fred Meyer's out where you are, they sell wine for $2.99 a bottle. It's fabulous.
Is it like an
Highly
Aldi?
recommend.
Like Aldi has stuff that cheap, I think.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh my.
I'll get you the name of it. It's great.
Beautiful.
Oh.
All right.
All right, so now that we've started out that we're all a little loose, drinking.
Are you ready?
I'm
Yeah.
so ready. I'm ready.
Oh, one more thing, Castle.
Mm.
I think we need to be held accountable with our answers for each question.
Okay.
So I don't know, did we go over, are you awarding points?
There are a few where I have specifically notated that points should be awarded, but I did not do that for all of them. So we
Okay.
could vote now. Are we doing points or no points?
It's points don't matter. It's up to you. These are whose line is it anyway rules.
So I say you give us points after each question after you hear our answers, and because nobody's going to keep track of it anyways, and just say, you know what? Because I want to know, did Brian give a better answer than Chelsea?
Brian wants to win. He wants to win the big points. I can be competitive. Let's go.
I want
All
to
right.
impress Castle.
Are
I
we
feel
doing these
like
points out of 10?
Sure.
Oh no, I think this is like wacky point system.
Okay.
Like, this should be, you know what I mean?
Like Gryffindor, you just got like 10,000 points at
Yeah.
the very end of the movie just for being.
Just for existing.
Suck
Like
ups
Neville
to
Longbottom
Dumbledore.
out of nowhere is just going to get 100,000 points and they're going to win the House Cup. That's the.
Okay. Okay. Unlimited points. All right.
And if
Your
anybody's
first-
watching, I'm sorry, this
You
is our
just don't want
second
the
show.
game to start.
Brian is
Well,
stalling. Brian is
I'm not
stalling.
stalling. I'm actually very excited, but I just want to say, if there's anybody watching and you have a question like that, you're just like, I want to get in on the spirit of this game, you can leave a comment in or your question in the comments, and Castle, if she deems it worthy towards the end or whenever she decides that she wants to slip it in there, she can ask your question. So we want to reward anybody that actually watches us. Chelsea and I usually have 0 people watching, so anybody that watches, we want to reward you.
Did anyone watch last time?
Yes.
Oh.
And we had like 3, I think.
It was,
Okay.
it was a very collaborative episode. It was
I like
fully
it.
crowdsourced.
All right. Well, then we've got the first question going up. So I gave you 2 some homework. Did either of you read up on MILF Manor?
I knew what it was. I didn't read up on it. I know.
Okay.
what it
Okay.
is.
Brian, did you read up on it? Do you know what it is?
Well, I'm going to be honest, and I don't know if that's the question that you're asking, but I wasn't quite sure what I was going to
He was
find when I
afraid.
was looking it up, but I was like, if this is a show, this is right up my alley and wanting to watch, but I got distracted, to be honest with you, because you came up with another name for a podcast, I thought, of yours.
I did.
Do you remember what you said? Because then I was like, we've got to do that show.
Yeah, that was Casa Castles Cuidas, I think, was the...
But MILF Manor, you need to watch the trailer.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So I've seen the trailer already when I saw your chat, so I didn't go deeper. But
Is it better than like a perfect match? Because we're just
Yes.
finishing that. Okay.
It's in the same
Love it.
vein.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm going to tell you the premise of the first episode because I'm going to be honest, that's as far as I've seen. But I deeply, deeply want to know if this is a reality television that either of you would watch. Because honestly, I got kind of creeped out. So it's set up like Perfect Match, where they send 8 women to Mexico, put them in a beautiful like mansion or manor, you know, and say, we're going to help you meet your perfect person. Great, totally normal, right? And then you find out that the twist is that all of these women are ages, I believe, 46 to 59. And they're looking for significantly younger men. Still, and they phrase it as like intergenerational love. Okay. 2023, like, let's do it. And then the twist comes. And the men in the dating pool are all of their sons. And that is the only people that they can date.
I did not see that in the preview.
They're the other women's sons that are on there?
And so they're
Oh
like
my
20 to
God.
26-year-old men. And there's 8 of sons and 8 moms. And the whole show is built around them dating each other's sons.
The only thing I can think of right now is that Castle is like the perfect host for tonight's episode. Like, I love this.
When you were first describing it, I was like, come on, this isn't that big of a twist. Like, we all knew MILF Manor was going to be a bunch of MILFs.
About
and
MILFs,
young
yeah.
dudes.
No.
Oh, I think I'm going to be a no on that. Ever since
stop
I've
it.
had a son, it just stuff like that bothers me. That would bother me. And listen, so Brian and I have actually, the one thing we have shared about each other is our reality TV preferences. I like rough reality TV. Like, I want it to be just like swill. Like, I don't care how bad it is. And I
Wait, like
awkward.
rough, like Naked and Afraid, like they're out in the rough wilderness, or like,
no, like
rough, like going catfishing.
The quality is so bad. Like Perfect Match. Okay, recently, because they just put it on Netflix, I have been watching Married at First Sight. I'm on season 11.
Oh, that's a great one
It's
too.
so
I love
good.
it.
But like, it's bad. You know, it's like bad TV.
What season did you start with?
10, because that's on Netflix. So I did 10, and now I'm a couple episodes into 11. But 10 was the cute one where they got married and had a baby, one of the couples.
Can I name drop real quick?
Yeah.
The earlier seasons of that, I'm friends with one of the doctors on social media. Like, both of our kids play hockey. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I'm not going to say who, but she's prominent on social media. She's really cool.
And Are they still married?
Well, she was one of the doctors.
They're like the therapist.
She was the therapist.
Experts.
She was the sex therapist for the first few seasons. But our connection was never from the show. It was just a side thing that she did because our kids, not that our kids played hockey together. They didn't play hockey together, but they're about the same age.
There we go.
We haven't even asked the first fucking question yet.
This was the question.
That was, would you watch that?
It was.
Would you watch that?
And
Okay,
I
I'm
said
sorry.
no. I think I'm going to be a no.
Oh, I'll watch it tonight.
You let me know how it feels too awkward. Like, it feels like it's crossing awkward, not interesting awkward.
That is what hooked me. If you're talking just like 40 to 60-year-old women on a dating show and they're just dating younger guys, I mean, okay, if it's a slow day or night, I might tune in. The fact that the guys that they're going to sleep around with or date are the sons of the other women on here, I'm watching.
All right, now we know who the target audience was because I turned it off after episode 1. I was like, this is too much.
I will watch it to discuss it, but if it was a choice individually without any peer interaction, I would be a no.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Next easy question. By the way, this is the easy question section. This is like the warm up.
So
I
who
like
won
that.
that round?
I mean, I'm gonna go with
Brian
Brian. Brian,
you.
because
Why
he
did
was
he
open
win?
to watching it. He was open to watching it because then I don't have to watch it and I can still find out.
Nobody wants to hear
I don't
that.
get points
Chelsea,
for
you were
homework.
for being a prude and being like, I'm not going to watch that.
Whoa.
That's too because I've
The
got a
prude
son.
who already knew what MILF Manor was.
That's true.
I'm still gonna go with Brian on this one.
All right.
So you've
Perfect.
got one. I'm not gonna award points on it, but you've got to win. You've got to
Okay, I've
win in
got
the
to win on
WCOM.
that one. Good.
Yeah. Okay. This one's very important because it came up in dinner the other night.
Mm.
If you break up a hard-shelled taco, at what point is it no longer a taco? It's become nachos.
So I'm not going to go first of all of them, but I had an immediate response. I will eat a hard shell taco as a taco until the bitter end. Like I will actually take a chip, put my Mexican food on the chip, add another chip on top, and eat it like a taco for like most Mexican food. So for me, hard shell taco is until I can't go like this. That thing's a taco.
Okay, that is a fair answer. Brian, when does it become nachos?
I'm going to approach this a little differently. I cannot stand people that eat hard tacos. And this has actually almost torn our family apart because my youngest son, who's 16, when we go out for Mexican and we all, go out Taco Tuesday, it's $1 taco. All of us order soft-shelled tacos. So it's like, okay, I'll do 3 beef soft and 3 beef chicken, please. And the wife will do her order, and then my oldest will do his order. And then my youngest, and really I think it's just to be different, is like, I'll take 5 hard tacos. I'm like, who eats hard tacos? Because one, they're so inefficient, right? You eat and it all breaks apart. A soft taco, you have a relationship with it all the way through. A hard taco, you eat it, it tears up the inside of your mouth for one. Number 2, the second you have like the second bite, it's like nachos, like you said, Castle.
Yeah.
It's
all the toppings have fallen out too, and they're on top of the chip. Like it's just you've got a second meal there.
It requires ingenuity. It requires an innovative mind who is willing to be creative.
I don't even know what my answer is on this, other than I despise people that order and eat hard tacos.
Wait, I will say I don't order hard tacos. That wasn't the question. The question
that is true.
was, when does a hard taco? I'm going for the points here. The question was, when does a hard taco become nachos?
The second bite is what I'll say then. Because then it's just on all over the plate, and then you're eating it with your it's just no.
Weak.
All right. I think that hurts my soul a little bit on this one, but I'm going to give the points to Chelsea. Just because I deeply despise also hard taco shells. But I will, there's one instance. I like the deep fried taco shell where the salad comes in it. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those things are freaking delicious because it's all oil and fat and salt. It's freaking phenomenal. So that version of a hard taco, I will eat. But Chelsea's getting it because I didn't know that there was actually people who ate hard tacos.
If Chelsea wants to accept that as a win,
You should just let her have that.
and she doesn't even order hard tacos, is the thing, like she said.
She just makes them herself, which is worse. That's like almost
I
worse.
know.
She's
You're
actively
so
choosing hard tacos at home, potentially.
An enchilada on a chip with another chip on top is like so good.
See, Taco Bell has it right, where they made the hard taco, and then they put something soft on the outside of it. I don't know what that's called.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Crunchwrap Supreme, whatever it is. So gardening on the prairie, I was just going to say it's a taco salad at that point. DIY gardener, hard shell tacos are only good for the first bite, completely useless. See, nobody likes it. And you've awarded the points and the win on that question to Chelsea, but that's fine.
It's over. The award occurred.
But I do have a spur of the moment question now, because now I'm interested in what everyone's Taco Bell order is. Because I feel like this is so like integral to people's personalities. Is what is their Taco Bell order?
Is this an official question?
Bell.
Yeah, I'm inserting it as an official question because now I want to know.
Amanda agrees with me on the tacos. DIY Gardener cheesy gordita crunch.
Yes, that is mine. And they're only
Yeah.
like a limited edition thing, and I get really sad when they go off the menu.
There's nobody that's a hard time. It just does. They don't exist other than my youngest, and he just does it to be a contrarian. Just because I literally get pissed off. And
I
he's
don't
eating.
eat Taco Bell, so I'll be really easy. But Brian, what do you order from Taco Bell?
Is that your answer?
Yeah, I don't eat it.
Why?
Because they make a meat tube. There's a tube of meat.
I mean, do you not eat hot dogs either?
No, not really.
Fair.
I'm pretty
They're also meat
purist
tubes.
with my food and like knowing what goes in it. I mean, hello, we're all gardeners. Like I like it to be pretty natural. I want to know what the ingredients are. Meat tube crosses lines for me ethically. If I'm gonna have fast food, which I know it's not much better, but like I'll go for to me, Chick-fil-A and Panera are fast food.
I'm starting to worry about our long-term project.
Because I don't eat Taco Bell.
I think we're headed down to just a bad road here. That
We're 2 questions in. Wait, you have to share what you eat from Taco
I will
Bell.
not only eat Taco Bell, but 10:30 at night I will roll over to my wife and say, "Do you want me to go get some Taco Bell?" And usually 98% of the time it's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" No. But if it's a Friday night and the kids are gone and it's like a date night, she'll be like, I don't know if we should. Yeah, but remember back in the day we'd go to Taco Bell at midnight when we didn't have kids, and it was like 7-layer burritos, soft taco supreme, and all these are soft wraps.
There's a spicy potato taco.
Spicy potato taco, yeah, because it's like 99 cents. There's like a shredded chicken.
It's 99 cents
taco.
because it's like zero marginal cost.
Yeah, well, but that's the whole love and purpose of Taco Bell and the relationship that you have with a Taco Bell.
Yep.
Oh my! If I don't get this round, the points for this round,
Okay.
she wouldn't even order it. She wouldn't even eat it.
I know.
No, you're absolutely getting the points because I'm just sad for Chelsea at this point.
I like greasy food. I just like it to be cooked.
Do you have a different Mexican go-to fast food place? No. Oh wow.
I lived in San Francisco for 4 years. I was 4 blocks away from the Mission. I love Mexican food, but I either love it Mission California style Mexican or Georgia Tex-Mex. So to me, like a La Parrilla would be fast food Mexican.
That just sounds like somebody that buys $40, $50 bottles of wine for like a regular, like a Monday.
I don't know what a La Parrilla is, so I was just nodding.
It's a chain. It's like a massive Mexican restaurant chain where like they have the same menu everywhere, and it's not technically fast food, but it's like the quality is.
There's just something sexy about Taco Bell, and especially when places like that, people have to wonder: is it really meat? Like, what are they really putting in there?
It's not. And
you're like, of course they're using meat. But then there's a part of you that's like, but I don't care if it isn't, because I just want it. And it's not like good Mexican food. It's just something that you crave. There's things that in our lives, all of us, we crave things that are not good for us.
Yeah, Doritos and queso dip together. Crave it.
I don't mind that.
Who wins that? Julie is on board with the soft tacos all the way. I'm
gonna curveball. Hey Julie, who do you think gets the points?
Yeah, Julie. Although Julie, I think, is up for
Amanda gave them to me, for the record, if you look up in the comments.
Amanda's a suck up. She already won her Listener of the Month award for January.
Did she watch the Star Wars?
Well, she did for like 10 minutes, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I gotta go, guys." And then
she was on it. Brian won.
There you go.
Well, I've never seen Star Wars, so I'm that person.
Oh,
moving on. We'll go to question 3 while Julie comes up with points.
She did.
Oh, who'd she award them to? You won. Okay.
Yeah.
What TV series have you watched all the way through at least 3 times?
Ready for a list?
I'll take your top 3 answers.
Most watched through? Friends is the top. Then it's going to be a tie between Lost, Gilmore Girls, The Office, and Seinfeld.
Okay. Brian.
You
Look
watched
perplexed.
Lost more than once.
I watched
After
Lost
that-
like 4 times.
After that finale,
I
you went back and you agree, shit finale, right? For
know.
Lost.
No, I totally agree. Here was the thing. If we try to remember back in the day, rewatching a show like Lost or Friends back when required you to have purchased
The DVD.
DVDs. So like now you can rewatch anything you want. Back then I had limited series that I could rewatch, and it wasn't actually the DVDs. I definitely downloaded them. So
So I enjoyed Lost until they got to maybe the last season, and then I was just like most toxic fandoms, just like with Star Wars and everything else. I was so pissed at how they handled the end. But I'll give you. I mean, Lost is interesting. We tried to get my boys to watch it with us because we're like, okay, you guys should watch because it was a cultural thing. Lost
was. And you can skip stuff when you rewatch, you know?
Yeah.
You like make it
You've
your
said
own.
that about Star Wars too, and like we both said that you have to see the bad stuff too. I will say, and those are all really good shows. Like Friends, I've watched most of them. I was never a Friends watcher, but if it's on, I'll watch it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. Seinfeld, I've watched several times over and again. I'm gonna say there's a mini series in the 80s, which I'm dating myself, but I was in elementary school when this came out. This is the greatest television mini series ever to appear.
Can I guess?
I have a guess too. You go first.
With
Rose. Oh.
hold on.
Oh.
There is no other show that comes close to the cast that this mini series brought. And I was obsessed, and I've probably seen the entire series, which is 12 2-hour episodes. I've probably watched it 50 times in my life.
Wait, there are 12 2-hour episodes?
Yes. 2-hour TV episodes because it aired on ABC.
Okay, my guess is no longer relevant. So Chelsea.
My guess is out. What is it?
Patrick Swayze, James Reed, Olivia de Havilland. This is, I know. Fuck, like I'm 80 years old. And I'm watching like the Thornbirds or something. But it came out the
Fall
same time.
Guy?
No, it's not Fall. So it's a Civil War show. So it's called North and South.
Oh no, never.
And
heard of it.
this is the greatest television series ever. And you look at the cast and it's people like they go back to like who played in It's a Wonderful Life? Who's the main guy there?
Oh, I know you're talking about. I don't know his name. Is it
Every-
Lonesome Dove? Does Amanda have it?
No, it's not Lonesome Dove. But it's along the same lines, Amanda, as Lonesome Dove. But this one here, I'm telling you, this is Patrick Swayze right before he hit his prime. I will list probably tomorrow or Wednesday just the front credit of the show that shows every star that's in there, and I guarantee both of you will say, okay, it has the big names. This one,
Okay.
it's huge. It's Civil War era.
Patrick Swayze was in a war show? ? This sounds. That was my
Jimmy
question
Stewart,
too.
yeah.
This sounds intense. Like to be a show. All the shows I listed besides Lost are silly, mindless television.
Okay, so how about this then? Cosby Show. I've watched it probably 20 times over. Is that still okay to talk about? Can I still watch the Cosby Show?
I've actually seen the Cosby Show at least the whole way through once at an older age before everything went down with Cosby. So like it was
Castle?
pretty.
I just
Cosby
realized
Show?
that my earphone headphones were in the wrong ears, and that's why I kept falling out.
Castle finished her cocktail. No.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't look like the right direction because it's not. You can definitely watch The Cosby Show because I'm obsessed with the sweaters in it. So I'm just going to prove based on the sweater choices in that show.
So that's my
Nothing
answer.
to do with Cosby, just the
No,
sweaters. We're
just
here.
the sweater.
North and South, Cosby Show.
We will now judge the content of television based on the fashion.
Doesn't everyone? I do. Emily in Paris, terrible show. Fabulous.
Love
outfits.
it. Emily in Paris, I love it.
It's so
Love.
ridiculous. And
It's
it's getting
it's-
weirder.
It's so over the top, but you're just like, oh, she looks cute in this episode. Look at that
Oh
outfit.
no, I'm all best friend, the best friend. I don't
And
look at
all,
Emily.
they're all. It's right up my alley for a TV show. So who wins this? Who wins this one?
I'm gonna go with Brian purely because I need a new TV show to watch, and now I have to try and figure out how to get a hold of an 80s miniseries show.
Wait, what was it called? I missed the name.
North and South.
North and South, because we have like a lot of 80s Greatest American Hero coming out.
Yes.
People are loving the 80s in the comments.
This one, it's a period piece drama, but I'm telling you, there is nothing that matches the star power that this one brought. Every major star from 50 years is on this series.
If I can find it, I will watch it.
Julie awarded me the points for this question. I'm just saying.
Julie,
Her and I are of a similar age bracket, I think.
It's fair. All right,
Fine.
next question is very
fine, Julie,
important.
thanks.
And Brian, it requires the slide.
Oh, yes.
Here we go. Our second episode. You guys like that?
Fancy.
I know what this is. I love this.
So I had a
Can't
client
fucking
present
read it.
this.
So small.
Oh no.
Can
No, I
anybody
know
read
exactly the amount of debate. If you don't know what this is right away, that's a
Mhm.
problem.
Okay,
I know
talk
exactly
us through
what this is.
Yeah, walk us through it, Chelsea.
No, this is your. I mean, I can walk you through it.
Yeah, do it. I want to hear your perspective on this.
Okay, this is the very intense debate around the question, what is a sandwich? And if you've not been to a dinner party where someone prompts this question, I recommend you get new friends. But they tend to wait till the dinner party either gets like awkward or just gets drunk enough. And then you're like, hey, what is a sandwich? Is a sandwich the ingredient and structure purist is going to look for the ingredients of the sandwich to be normal sandwich ingredients and the structure, meaning bread, ingredient, bread. While the radical sandwich anarchy is going to say, well, isn't a Pop-Tart a sandwich? Because a Pop-Tart has bread, filling bread. Or like, isn't a burrito a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? And so if you ever want to spark a really great debate, you just say, what is a sandwich? And that is what this is. Castle, this is great.
It's an exceptional explanation of this chart. I only found out about this in October when one of my clients who was doing a presentation started his entire presentation with this and like literally made it a poll question and like polled the entire audience. It was a fabulous presentation.
I need this image. Everyone should also be voting. I need to think.
This is great. This is honestly, you're
I've got
doing
the
very well as a
hard-hitting
host.
questions, right? Like the hard-hitting ones that people just have to know about you. And you really need to know about
This
each
is a
other.
good one.
I've never made a decision with this question, and I feel like I should make a decision now. And so I'm really thinking deeply.
Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to change it. Chelsea, what do you think Brian is?
That's a
Ooh, I
better
like
question.
Castle
Yeah, let's curveball it.
tossing it around.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all still here.
Oh, wait, no, I need my options.
I just want to make sure because it's just a static image, and some people may be like, is it frozen? But it's not.
See, the debate drives me crazy. The chart is very helpful. I'm going to say that Brian is a structural rebel, but ingredient neutral. So I would say Brian would say even a burrito is a sandwich.
Okay. Brian, what do you think Chelsea is?
I'm going to go off of some things that Chelsea has mentioned about Star Wars.
And don't forget the hard taco situation.
Well, that I'm throwing that out because that's just fucking ridiculous. I think Chelsea is going to be, and I have to pick one over the X and one over the Y axis here. So ingredient. I think she's a radical sandwich anarchist, ingredient rebel, and a structure rebel.
Okay, so that makes her the radical sandwich. Wow, I can't talk anymore. That's not great. Radical sandwich anarchy? Is that the box that you chose?
That's the one that I think she would be.
Okay. Chelsea, what are you?
So I thought you were going to get it when you went with the Star Wars. I would be a true neutral. A hot dog is a sandwich. Anything above a hot dog is a sandwich. Anything past a hot dog, I think, is no longer a sandwich.
So, but why do you think a Pop-Tart is not a sandwich?
I can't see it. I can't see this shit. Okay.
I did extemporaneous speech and debate for a long time. So I have an idea of how to begin this debate. And then a piece of me wants to do the cop-out. That's because a Pop-Tart, it's a Pop-Tart.
I mean, I will accept cop-out because I do have, 9 other questions to be asked.
Okay, then I'll cop-out next time. I'm going to go with I'm a true neutral. Julie, you with me with the hot dog?
Okay.
It's number one. This is great. I love that you picked this as a talking point for us. I will say I can be convinced either way. So I think that I could either have Castle or Chelsea over the course of the next few days convince me one way or the other. But just off of my feels right now, I would be very much a hardline traditionalist.
Ooh, that was a famous guess for me.
Interesting. I would not have picked that for you, Brian.
Also, Patricia says that a Pop-Tart is a pie, and I agree.
I agree. Also, I'm awarding the points to Patricia. I think that's the most important
Patricia,
thing that's been
good
said.
job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Patricia, put some points in your column. All right.
That's great.
Next hard-hitting question coming at you. All right. In reference to the great and the wonderful, and now, Brian, I'm positive you've seen this show, Sex and the City. There's an episode where Charlotte and Carrie discuss the behaviors they do when they are home alone, and they're called their secret single behaviors. Do either of you know the episode that I'm talking about?
Yes, but I do.
Carrie's is in the kitchen eating butter on saltines on one leg in just a white t-shirt. That was hers. Brian, have you seen this episode?
Number one.
He's got
Number
points.
one, I want to say, well, the fact that you think that I could have watched this, I will give you credit and points for it. And yes, I did watch this. Not multiple times, but I watched it when it was culturally going on. Mm-hmm. I was all caught up in the Mr. Big.
Or Aiden.
The comedy. It's a funny show. I know you either love it or hate it. I don't remember this particular one, though.
Fair. All right. Well, the question is, what are yours? Oh, what? Sorry,
was
Chelsea.
she eating in bed?
I don't remember. To be honest, I don't remember.
You don't remember what she was doing?
I just remember Carrie's. Carrie's was in the kitchen, specifically eating stacked saltines in white men's underwear and a white tank top. That was hers. I don't remember Charlotte's, but everyone has weird shit that they do.
She was doing something messy.
Oh, and maybe she didn't clean up the crumbs. Yeah, that would horrify Charlotte.
So what the question is, have we seen that or
no? Just what are your secret single behaviors?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I can say I know mine right away. It's very easy. My husband would tell you this. If you brought him in the room right now, he would agree. It is. Well, single. I'm. Kids have to be out of the house too. I have to be single woman, all alone. I like to be a one. I don't like cooking, so I like to make food in one pot, but one pot for an extent. That's it. It's me, a pot, and a fork. And so it was not uncommon up until I was living with my husband to find a pot in my bed because I would eat in my bed. I don't know. That's why I thought Charlotte did it because I do it and watch TV. And so then like fall asleep. And I always had like a queen size bed. I shared a room with Brianna forever. So as soon as I got my own room and was like an adult, I bought a queen size bed. Oh, no, we moved in together when I was like 22. We dated for a long time. But he cooked. He eventually started becoming the cook when he realized my dietary preferences.
No, when you said you and Brianna shared a bed.
Oh, we shared a room. We did share a bed for a portion of time because my parents couldn't afford differently. But like for a portion of time, yes. But for the most part, we shared a room until we were 18. And then we came back for summers, we shared a room. So the second, and then I had to go to a dorm where you share a room. And so the second I got a house, and I got a bedroom, I got a queen size bed. And everyone's like, you don't need a queen size bed. It's just you. And I was like, me and my dog. Okay. We'd like to be comfy and pots. And so like, there was always a pot in my bed with butter noodles, butter, salt, pasta noodles, and a glass of milk.
None of that surprises me or it like creeps me out or anything. It's just the pot is weird.
Well, but I don't want to do dishes.
Okay.
So you strain it and you put it back in the pot. And so like there was just always a pot in my bed with like crusty noodles.
It's a unique answer. Yeah. The pot throws me.
Why is the pot the weird part?
Bringing the pot into your right, Castle?
Yeah, like I'm not I've never brought a pot into
gardening on the prairie.
Pot, but not
regularly eating out of the pot isn't what we're talking about. She brings the fucking pot in bed.
Well, but how do you eat in bed without the thing you're eating out of?
I just don't.
I love eating in bed. But like, Mike doesn't love it.
But do you have a TV in there? Because I've never had a TV in my bedroom before. So like it's not like I would have anything to do while like eating out of my pot.
I use my laptop.
Okay, fair.
Can I ask a side question?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chelsea, how often do you change your bed sheets?
Okay, so
that's deeply personal.
Now I change them once every 2 weeks because the cleaners change them for us.
Now she does.
Is once every 2 weeks not appropriate?
No, right? That's freakish.
Wait, once every 2 weeks is good. Is that bad?
No. Oh, I don't know. I do it weekly.
Weekly,
because we just
at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh no, weeklies. I don't even do it. My cleaners do it. It used to like not happen. Until it started to smell like dog, and then I was like, "It's really trying to change your sheets."
How many episodes are we supposed to do together for this long-term project?
I'm not even embarrassed by this.
Wait, no, Brian, is this better or worse than her telling you that she likes hard tacos? Where are we on the scale of like horrified? Is tacos?
I didn't say I like them. I said that I will keep them as a taco until the bitter end.
Tacos make me mad, but not cleaning your sheets. Going on thinking that 2 weeks is keeping them clean.
Oh, Amanda says every 2 weeks.
That is not that weird.
No,
Amanda, I know you don't go 2 weeks. Amanda does not go 2 weeks changing her sheets. There's no way.
She does flip her compost like every day, so like I feel like she would commit to changing the sheets more regularly. Yeah.
There is no way.
Wait, okay, Brian, what's your super single act? Secret single act.
I feel like you've given me a lot of leeway here to where I can kind of say whatever I want and be very truthful.
Because mine's that bad.
I'm not cleaning your sheets. That's we'll talk about that later.
I clean them every 2 weeks for everyone listening.
I mean, like your pillowcases.
Every 2 weeks.
But you sweat when you sleep, and all the oils and stuff.
I'm like very comfortable with the human body. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently. What was the question?
What is your secret single behavior?
Well, it's been so long that I've been single. I don't know. But when I have a weekend to myself and I basically act like I'm single, I will typically order out for like 5 people. So my family's a family of 4, but we usually order for like a family of 5 because I've got 2 teenage boys. We all eat quite a bit. When I am by myself for the weekend, I hunker in because I binge watch whatever either trashy TV show or I go through like the Godfather series and I order food for 5 people and I eat and drink like nobody's watching and I have the best time.
Plus,
what's your go-to food type for these weekends alone? Mine would be Indian. Like I need a butter chicken, like just basic fake Indian food.
Brian likes Indian.
Yeah, you can spin the wheel. It could be Indian, Chinese, Thai. I mean, anything like that. Okay. But I'll order for 5 people. And I will eat all of it, almost all of it. I'll have some leftovers for like midnight. And maybe I'll bring a plate to bed, not the pot. But
a lot of people agreed with me, both with my eating in bed and with the pot in bed. So
you're going to get a lot of people that agree with you because they like you more than they like me, is the thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I hate doing dishes. Like I can see that part of this like behavior. I hate dishes. And if you can't put it in the dishwasher, it's not going to exist in our house.
Yeah.
I'm not hand washing stuff. That's not a thing.
And I basically ate carb, butter, and salt. That was my like meals until I learned that,
Just doing a time check. So we're at the 50th minute mark, and I know Chelsea has been on me the last couple of times we've been on. Let's try to keep to it pretty close to an hour. How many questions have we done? How many more do we have?
We have like 6 more, but I'm now skipping around and choosing my favorite questions.
Okay, so let's do that.
Shoot for 2 more?
We'll shoot for however many we want to do until Chelsea gets onto us for going on too long. And then if there's anybody that wants to ask a question that they think that they can have either Chelsea or I say, I don't know if I want to answer that. Because all these have been pretty easy, I think. There hasn't been any that I've been nervous about.
No, I didn't go for like uncomfortable. I went for critical things you need to know about your partner.
And yet Brian's tried to dump me at least twice. So
at
least twice.
24 episodes. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
We're on a first date. We're looking for immediate red flags here, right?
Yeah,
like
well,
that's what we're really
found a
looking
couple
for.
of them.
Yeah. All right, then I will ask one more, and we will take Amy from the audience, and if there's still time, we'll go back to mine, which I feel like that'll work. All right. What is your most embarrassing memory from your 20s? And ideally, early 20s.
Is Chelsea still in her 20s?
Oh, excuse me.
I don't know.
No. I'm 33. You know that.
Basically.
I mean, I'm not much better. I turned 35 in April.
Jesus
Most
Christ.
embarrassing?
Yeah.
In your 20s?
Yeah.
I have 2.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I definitely have 2. Okay, I'll do both. I don't care. Ooh. So this has nothing to do with that, but 89, there you go. Oh, we are the same age. Basically, I'm 90. So at my rehearsal dinner to my wedding, because the only people I'd probably be embarrassed by this is my family. My rehearsal dinner for my wedding, I had 12 bridesmaids, and they just tore into me. Like it was a roast to end all roasts. And my husband is the best human you've ever met in your entire life. And they couldn't say one bad thing about him. And I was like, why are you? And our entire family was there on both sides. At one point, someone gave the story of me getting a smiley face sweat stain from my boobs and my stomach on a hike. And I was like, that's not even funny. And she's like, couldn't think of anything funny to say. And I was like, why did you say that out loud? It was terrible.
I do have a clarifying question here.
Yeah.
Is the number of bridesmaids like a Georgia thing? Like why were there so many?
I didn't want to deal, so I just made everyone one,
All right.
I was like, it's easy.
I like being in my 30s now because it's like, oh, I don't want to be a bridesmaid. So like, please can I just not be in your wedding? Great.
So
Fabulous.
totally agreed. I had 4 sisters. There were 4
Wow.
gone. And then I didn't say no to anyone. I didn't cause any controversy, which has its own problems. Okay. So most
Would
embarrassing
you be able to
stories.
change that now? Would 30-year-old Chelsea be
Oh
able
yeah.
to?
For number 1, I'd kick off this woman who defriended me because I didn't attend her wedding during the pandemic when I had a 6-month-old and Brina's baby was born 2 days earlier.
She's not watching our live, is she?
I hope
We'll
she
find
is.
out. That's a
She
big
had
thumbs
a
down.
destination wedding in Montana, and she said, I'm not defriending you because you can't attend my wedding. I'm defriending you because of how you said no.
Also, I work in healthcare, and there's so many things wrong with having a destination wedding to Montana during COVID because there was like 1 hospital for the entire state of Montana.
Yep,
And-
and 2 COVID outbreaks at her wedding too. You know who didn't get it?
No.
Me. Anywho, side note. The most embarrassing stories, I'll do 2. 1, I
Sure.
lived in Capitol Hill. I lived in DC from the age
Wait,
of 21.
That's where I lived.
Really? From 21 through 25, 26, 25?
Oh, yeah, no, we were definitely there at the same time. I was there in 2013.
That was the only time to be there, was in your early 20s, because it was just a rager party town.
Did you play on a kickball team?
So this was after a game of kickball.
Stop
We
it.
probably played against each other.
Oh yeah, after a game of kickball, classic DC days. And we're like, kickball, I don't think I played any kickball. I drank cocktails out of a water bottle on the sideline. And by cocktail, I mean liquor plus mixer. It's not a cocktail. And oh my God, everyone was there. Okay, so we were probably overlapping pretty heavily. I was there
Oh, yeah.
2011 through whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, then we were there and played against each other. I was on
Yes.
the lime green Suns Out, Guns Out team.
I don't even remember my team names, but we drank too much, and then we went to some Capitol Hill bar, which name is escaping me, which I had a rat crawl over my foot one time at that bar, and I'm sure did a ton of shots or something. Then me and my now husband, at the time boyfriend, are walking back to our house. We in Eastern Market. And so we're walking, like, for anyone who knows, we're walking, straight across the lawn, straight across where all the major monuments are.
Yep.
We played kickball down around the Washington Monument. And so then we had
Yep.
to walk to Eastern Market because the stupid metro closes. And so on our walk to Eastern Market, I really had to pee. And so I may or may not have peed like right outside the White House. No, sorry, the right outside Congress. So good times. And I was like, that's a federal offense.
That's not a choice I would have made.
No, it wasn't the best choice of all my choices. Had I gone 2 blocks over, it would have not been a federal offense. But I really had to pee. And I think the exact words were, can you hold my hand? We weren't dating yet. He chose to start dating me at some point after this.
Even
I
after
made him
that, he
hold
was
my
like,
hand while I peed on the bush right outside Congress.
what was the hand holding for? Just so you didn't fall over or what?
I don't know. I was drunk and I think I loved him
Oh.
already. And I wanted him to love me. And so it's like, I don't know, being
bet.
clingy. It worked out.
All right, Brian, you
Wow.
got top almost federal offense.
This is embarrassing moment of in your 20s, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was like 22 max.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to let everybody down on this, but
Brian.
this is something that I think Chelsea and I need to know as if we're a match going forward. Again, any answer that she or I were to put forth is insight into the other person and whether or not this is going to be worth 24 or 22 more episodes and potentially a project together in a podcast or whatever. I thought this was all fun. I honestly, I don't do things that embarrass myself in public. I am like
Wait, you can be in private. Public was not part of the question.
No.
in your 20s.
Most embarrassing thing you did in your early 20s, public or private, irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mine happens to be in public because I'm that kind of person.
Yeah, I mean, I did try to give some. I mean, and I'm going back a lot longer than you guys had to go back. but I rarely well I know this sucks as an answer, but I usually don't embarrass myself. Like I don't feel like I embarrass myself. There's things that other people are embarrassed for me. Like my wife,
Okay, you know, let's take one
Brian's
of those.
not
then.
answering the question.
No,
This is
I-
Brian
Say that,
avoiding.
like, I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not embarrassed of myself. So what do you do that embarrasses other people?
you have the wrong person on. Then you need to talk to my wife. I constantly embarrass her.
I think you're
Like
avoiding a
she
question.
will never. No, I there's nothing that I would avoid on it. And I would tell you guys straight up. But
You
there's
didn't
like
pee in the Capitol building?
I don't think I've ever been to a point where I've whipped anything out to where I had to pee somewhere. Like I literally, yeah, I am.
You're not drinking enough water.
I'm not what?
You're not drinking enough water.
Yeah. But like when I'm out and about, like when people go out and drink and everything, like when you're with a bunch of friends, I used to go like, okay, this is an embarrassing story, but just it kind of tells you what my deal is. So when I was a salesperson back in the day, just graduated from college, we would go, me and two other guys about the same age, early to mid 20s, making a lot of money as sales guys, and we would spend a weekend in Columbia, Missouri, where the University of Missouri is. So that's where I went to school. And these guys would go and have a great time. Like they're there to live a life that they don't normally live. That literally, it's like Vegas. Like it stays there. Nobody says anything or whatever. I'm not going to say anything specific. But in those type of environments, I'm always the one at 4:00 in the morning driving around trying to find and pick people up and then bring them back. You know what I'm saying?
Aw.
Like I am so boring when it comes to stuff like that.
It doesn't have to be drinking though. Like other
Why,
things.
I
like
know.
Amanda brings up that you won't sit with your wife at hockey games.
But that's not embarrassing.
It's that you don't find many things embarrassing. I think that's what.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think mine.
But I feel
is
like that makes a good
objectively
podcast
embarrassing.
partner.
Yeah,
Yeah, yours is embarrassing, but it makes for a good podcast partner.
but I win this one, right?
Yeah, I mean you do because you gave me a story. But like you could have an entire episode about trying to make Brian embarrassed. Like there's room here for games and for enjoyment for all.
Yeah, I love these mini games, and I like the fact that if we decide to do something down the road, having to where we're able to pull from different things. Like what was that? It might have been Amanda that had mentioned this before. Like it's kind of a variety show sort of thing, to where each week it's something completely different. And I like these type of like game things. I love having Castle on to where it gives us a little different energy and a little different control over the show here. I would love to find out, and I'll lay in bed tonight when I'm watching MILF Manor, and something will come across, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, I remember now." I may have blocked it, to be honest with you.
You'll have to share. Castle, I think you need you need a question to end us on.
Yep,
know
I do.
you're almost running
All right.
time. You have one?
I do. I have one final question because to me this is really important. So, what is your go-to karaoke song? And this is one that I actually had written down that double points if it is the song that I actually know because I'm terrible at music. And double billion points is what I specifically wrote down if it's a song I would choose. Going for double billion points here.
I can't imagine mine is a song you would choose, but I know it's a song you would know.
Okay.
I think we may
Brian.
have discussed this one. Brian, do you have yours?
I have one just simply because we've kind of talked about this before.
Okay, what's yours?
And I would love, like, if we were all like around or together having like a karaoke night. I think it would be so much fun. And usually when I was younger, I probably wouldn't do it just because now I just don't give a fuck, right?
Mhm.
When you get to a certain age or a certain point in your life, you're just like, whatever. But my probably go-to song that I'd be like, put that one on first, just because I know I can hit it, I can do it, and then I can grab the box of wine, and then maybe I'll join you for like a Dixie Chicks song or something like that down, for the next one. But mine would probably be Jeremy Irons, Lion King. What's the song name?
Work of Life?
No, not
I have
Circle
no
of Life.
idea.
No, it's the Scar song.
Oh.
Jeremy Irons.
Can you give me a little teaser right now of what that would sound like?
Oh, man. If I was prepared for this, I would even throw the isn't it Be Prepared?
Yes, be
prepared.
Oh, and he's like strutting, right? That's
And
the
then
song
he's
that he
walking
struts.
around and the
Be
hyenas.
Prepared?
Oh wait, no, is it?
Because it's where
Help us.
I'm going to be king one day. He's like, just be.
And he's talking to the hyenas,
All right.
Yeah. I think it's Be Prepared.
Yeah, so that's the song that I would do. And it's a when I used to have a karaoke app on my phone 10 years ago, that was the one that I would get all like 10. I mean, I'd get bonus points for it.
It
was
is
just
Be
fun.
Prepared.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
Got
it
it.
right there.
I had this like pocket computer thing that could actually tell us the answer.
I could put it up here and have it play, but it gives us a copyright thing, which is fine. But I've read where if you get so many copyrights, then your channel gets downplayed or something.
Yeah.
Usually it's not that big of a deal, but it is what it is.
We don't
So
need to hurt
that's
our
mine.
viewership.
That's mine, right?
So mine, which I think I've shared with Brian before, and Castle, I doubt it's what you would choose, but you'll know it, is Barbra Streisand, Don't Rain on My Parade.
Oh, that is a bold pick for a karaoke song. Can you actually hit like the notes of that song, or is it?
Yeah, I sing. But also, I just saw it on Broadway live with Leah Michelle. I went up to New York to see it with a friend because I'd never seen Funny Girl live. And it was fantastic. Both of us cried. It was like so emotional. So now like that was already my song. And now I'm like, just so amazing. So
Unrelated, but does it still look like she had the buccal fat removed, or does her face look normal now?
Leah Michelle?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Apparently
When
there's a
you
lot
get
of drama
off-
about her.
Is she
Yeah, when
the
you
High
get
School
off, that's
Musical
the-
girl?
Yeah, and she was always cast. No, sorry.
No, that was
Glee.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Glee. She's
Oh, Glee. Yeah, no, Glee. She
Same
was the
thing,
one
that's
that
what you
was
meant.
married or dating the guy that died, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
she dated
Okay.
him. Yeah, and so she was always doing Funny Girl in the show, and the directors of the show said, like, if this doesn't work out, let's just do a TV series about Funny Girl, and we'll cast her in it. So she didn't get cast in it first. Seth Rogen, no, the other short guy with curly hair.
I mean, he does have curly hair. I don't think he's that short though.
He's shorter with curly hair. He plays
The
in
one
Money
that lost all the-
Launderer,
He lost all the weight,
I guess. I don't think he
played
got
on
that skinny.
Moneyball,
Yes. What's his
and then
name?
he's like super
That's Seth.
svelte.
No, not Seth Rogen.
I know who
He
you're
was in the
talking about.
movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was in some like gangster movie too. You do know who I'm talking about.
Jonah Hill.
Yes, Jonah
Oh.
Hill's sister. Thank you. Jonah Hill's sister was originally cast as
Is it Bernie? Bernie? That's not right, is it? Bernie?
yes, something like that. Yeah, you're right. He was cast as the lead, and apparently people hated her, and so they cast him again.
That's unfortunate.
It was very romantic. I loved it. I think we can do a karaoke episode, by the way, because I was thinking about this. We have to make sure everyone participating is comfortable sound sharing. And then we would each bring up our own YouTube and search karaoke versions of songs. So both the sound and the singing would be from the same device, so it would be timed.
However, the technical, I mean, that could be an episode.
It's an idea.
I'm here for the idea. However, no one got double points and no one got 1 billion points.
You don't know our songs.
I think we
You don't
disappointed
know
her
it.
on that one.
I know.
Yeah, that's okay. But my pick would have been C'est la vie by Bewitched. So, that's also a weird deep cut from childhood.
I'm not mad about that pick. I would do that.
It's a very, very karaokeable, singable song when you can't sing because I cannot hold a tune to save my
C'est
life.
la vie, like early 90s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's from the Smart House. It's from the Smart House Disney Channel movie.
I didn't know that.
Wait, that should be. What's your favorite Disney Channel movie?
Disney Channel movie.
Probably Johnny Tsunami.
Back when it was like, ooh, that's a good one. Like this.
Yeah.
But it had to be a
Or
movie or a
Blink.
series.
No, they were movies. They were like, they came out with a new movie once a week, and it was to keep kids home on Friday nights instead of out doing those hooligan things.
Can you guess mine? Because you should be able to guess mine.
I hope it's Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
It's the
Make my heart
twin,
go boom boom.
the twin basketball stars.
Oh, that's
What was
such
that
a
one
good
called?
one. Oh,
They're both blonde. They played volleyball first, and Brie played volleyball. I didn't play, but like, you know, I kind of related to it.
Well, and they weren't even twins. One of them had to wear like inserts because I remember watching like
Yeah, they
behind the
weren't
scenes
twins
of the
IRL.
Disney.
Brian, did you do this, or was this our?
Do we just age ourselves?
No, well, I don't relate to those movies, but I was early 2000s. I was totally into all the Disney stars because they were all pop stars.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any of them made movies. I mean, there was who's the blonde girl that Hillary Duff?
Oh, I was like, you're not talking about Hannah Montana, are you?
Not Hannah Montana. No, she was after, and I never.
Yeah,
but Hillary
it was
Duff,
an honor.
I was like, I'm kind of digging her. And
She had a
Lizard
movie.
Wire
That was a
movie?
good one. That was a phenomenal movie.
Also, her recent shows, I have really liked in the bad television category.
I wouldn't even
Younger.
consider them bad. Younger was phenomenal. That is not in the bad category. That is a phenomenal show.
So I
I'll put it in
haven't
the
watched
good.
How I Met Your Father, but I.
I don't know. I don't think it's that funny, but Younger is phenomenal.
I love how somebody that watches MILF Manor is like a critic of all this other stuff. Or that knows about MILF Manor. Like, yeah.
MILF Manor came up in my TikTok stream as examples of knowing that humanity is over. I'm not even kidding. This woman was like, how do I know humanity has reached its tipping point? And then it was the preview for MILF Manor.
That's fair.
I am so like that's going to be the next, like tonight we are the family is waiting on me to watch The Last of Us, right? From last night, the series finale.
I will
Don't
not.
tell
I'm
me.
not gonna ask. Oh,
Don't tell me.
You didn't play the game?
Who are you talking to?
Either of you? You didn't play the game, so you don't know?
Well, I watched the episode last night, and I have
don't
strong feelings about that last episode.
Maybe we can
I
talk
didn't play
about
the
it later
game.
this week or something. So we're gonna watch that, but then I am moving MILF Manor up to. This is probably gonna be one that I'll watch by myself, I guess.
It makes it so much better.
I may at least play with the first episode. I think I'm going to stick with my Married at First Sight, though.
At least, let's do this for fun as a backup. Maybe we'll do a bonus live that doesn't really fit into our Brian and Chelsea make a podcast. But maybe we do we all watch MILF Manor. Even the people that are watching us right now, we all watch the first episode of MILF Manor. And then we come back for a late week, just a bonus live episode of whether or not that has any value.
I will commit to that, Brian.
Beautiful. I love it.
I'm down. I'll watch it. I have a little mini vacay Saturday, so maybe we do a Friday MILF Manor check-in.
Well, Fridays we're trying to do our Brian and Chelsea show.
Oh, I thought we were going to make that the next episode.
It could be. That's the great thing about making
that's why I was like, it's an aggressive choice, but I'll do it if you want to. That was my reaction. Cass was like, yes, and I was like, okay.
Theoretically, we have 24 episodes we're going to fill.
There's like a 5-minute post right here. Yeah.
But this, I think the premise of the show sounds amazing, and I think it'll just be interesting to get input from the three of us, and then maybe even some of the people that are watching our live tonight. Because if they're watching something that the Tossing Salad podcast presents, this just should be something that should.
Yeah, but they're watching Milk Manor, which is about milkmaids. So
and that could go either way too.
They can watch Milk Manor. We'll watch MILF Manor. We'll compare notes. I think there's like a weird crossover when saying milk that like I don't.
I think somebody right now, if you're bold, Castle, you do this. Google milkmaids looking for love and just see what pops up.
There is a
Oh,
farmer's looking for love.
Just
What's that
describe
called?
if you do milkmaids looking for love, what pops up in your Google
Don't do
search.
why?
Oh, I'm
put
doing it.
Oh, incognito or something.
There is a podcast called Milkmaids Podcast.
Ooh.
And then there's a lot of very weird images.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first article is from NPR. And it
Should be
says,
safe.
"What's the real story about the milkmaid and the smallpox vaccine?"
Ooh. Hey, while you've got that up,
Wait, no. One more. Vox.
That's
How
a
did sexy milkmaid become a popular look?
It's fair. I have a question about that.
those are all legitimate. I
Yeah.
like it. Well, I think tonight has been a success. We've gone over about 15 minutes.
We didn't get through half the question.
We didn't get through half. Is there any? Okay, we're over 15, but let's just.
No.
Is there
I picked
any
the
other
important
question?
ones. No, I picked the important ones that
And-
I personally wanted to know.
What's
And you,
on your dates when you were on
Mhm.
these dates and you were using these New York Times curated questions? What was your question you would ask that would be like a litmus test question? Like, what was the?
Chelsea, save that for when we have her on again. So we've already.
No,
I
no,
think
I want her to
half of our
ask it to
24
us.
episodes.
She's gonna ask
Oh,
it
okay,
to
okay.
us.
Okay, go ahead.
What
Ask
would have
us.
been your red flag dating situation? Is that what you're asking, or is it the litmus test
No, when
question?
you were, you're
Oh.
questioning your dates, and you have that one question where you're like, if you answer this question wrong, over.
That you could rule them out. That's a good one, Chelsea.
Have you read the Harry Potter series?
How would that go? Because I mean, I'm like,
It's
absolutely.
important to me that they've read it. It is
read it or watched it. Doesn't matter.
Reddit, she
read
cares.
it, specifically read it. Yeah.
I've not read the last two.
I've read them all, and then we've watched the series multiple times. Like
I know
anytime
the
that it's
movies
on.
came out, and then it caused a problem because then they had
The movies came out after the books.
not after all the books.
They had to because they were based on the books.
Yeah, but like the movies started coming out before the
Okay.
books finished coming out.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't run into a problem that what's the HBO
Game of
show?
Thrones.
Game of Thrones
Yeah.
ran
That's why
into.
Game of Thrones ending was a hot mess.
Where
'cause
they were like,
like-
yeah, Game of Thrones is like, fuck, we can't produce any more shows because the guy's not writing the books anymore.
yeah, screw the script. Wait, that's your litmus test question? Okay,
I mean-
raciest question. I'm like, come on.
Was that just to see if they read or if they read Harry Potter? I mean, what was the dating pool like in Seattle?
It is a lot of finance dudes and then software developers.
Okay, so don't say any more because I still think this would be a great episode
Have
where
It
we
is
turn it.
152 first dates in Seattle. That's
It's
the title.
these stories are horrific of like what people thought is socially acceptable on a first date.
Would you be comfortable and
Absolutely.
would you be
I would
honest and
100%
open?
sign up for- Yep. My office all knows these stories because it was like a running joke for a
yeah,
long
but
time. of like,
you've never had Brian and Chelsea ask you questions.
And an audience of 6.
We got up to 7, I think.
I mean, I'm here for it. Slot me in one of the 24
I think
and
that'd be
we will
fine.
do modern day dating. And what that
Castle?
was like.
So this week on Friday, we will be debriefing the segment Digging Deeper and planning out for future episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
Gonna be-
So way to bring us back in, Chelsea. I love it. So Friday, our next episode, which will be episode 3, we're gonna let this all simmer to see. Okay, next few days, let's see how this episode went, and then is this something that we maybe want to keep adding, something like it? We'll kind of break it down on how it went, and then maybe talk about. We'll definitely have to talk about MILF Manor. So maybe we'll have our guest host back on if she's available.
Depends on timing. I'm flying back from South Carolina.
You can do it on the plane or something.
It's so funny. From the like Alaska lounge, it'll be great.
And then we'll go over maybe some more ideas that we can throw out the trial balloon for episode 4 and actually do that.
Yep.
I kind of like that That thing. So far, I think we're good. The hard taco thing threw me.
What about the pot in the bed?
The pot in the bed is just fucking weird.
Honestly,
But
I understand that I'm getting some criticism tonight, but I would just like everyone to note that Brian could not list one embarrassing memory from his 20s. Like, I think that is really problematic.
And somebody
Agreed.
run an Instagram poll on how often they change their sheets.
Every 2 weeks was largely approved in the comments.
Every 2 weeks is going to be way over the average.
Honestly, I'm just glad it happens that often. I had to hire cleaners to get there.
I mean, Chelsea, you're the one who convinced me to get a cleaner. So, like,
that's great.
My house,
my husband like doesn't care. Like, he would never change anything. So it requires me taking initiative. So we got cleaners.
Great. All right.
So
and on that note,
so one quick idea just to debrief, because we're trying. So the other thing, sorry, Castle, we'll have you here all night. We're trying to debrief everything live as well. My thought is I have a list of 26 potential episodes. Removing tonight, I have a list of 25. And so somehow we need to dwindle this down. I think, I don't know.
We can discuss that on future episodes to where we're like, you know what? Because there's going to be some ideas that we put forth that just aren't going to work. It could be a disaster episode. We'll be like, you know what? We can roll that one out. And that's fine. That's what these lives are for.
So we'll review the whole list live of 25.
24 live episodes of either talking about some ideas or actually running them through a trial to see how it goes. I like this. I like having a guest host. Brings in a little different, this is kind of some of the content I maybe just gets pushed to me on TikTok, but where they bring an extra person in to kind of spice things up. I think that's good. It brings a different energy.
Been together for all of 2 episodes, and Brian needs someone else in the relationship to spice things up.
As long as we talk about it,
I won't take it personally.
We talk about it right up front, and I think that's interesting.
Not a monogamous relationship. Okay.
It could have been a disaster. If it wasn't anybody other than Castle for this one, it could have been. We could rule it out. Castle was really good on this.
I mean, I told you it wasn't going to be uncomfortable questions. It was the hard-hitting, important ones.
That sandwich picture, we need that for the stories right after this.
Oh,
we need
I will
to distribute that to the masses.
Yeah, critical.
Well, perfect. All right, Chelsea, you want to bring us to a close here, and then we will end.
It's dinner time.
Yep, Friday, likely around this time, but we'll send out official. You will get our debrief episode. So that is what to look forward to. We'll be both debriefing this, so bring any and all of your opinions on how this went, and planning for our next episode. So if you want to be a part of voting for the next episode's content, join us Friday. If you want to elect Castle president,
I was like, yes,
in the polls
I'm here for that. Cheers.
Following this episode. I'd like us all to remember in closing that Brian has no awkward or embarrassing memories from his 20s. And Brian, you would like everyone to remember?
We'll address that. There might be something that pops up. There might be something that I'll watch on MILF Manor that I'll be like, oh my God, I blocked that part of my 20s out.
I mean, I look forward to the group chats later about MILF Manor.
But
watch MILF Manor.
The 4 people that are still on here, watch MILF Manor. That way you guys can.
I said milk.
Did I say milk?
I said milk. Did you say milk?
MILF Manor. Watch that so that you guys have something to talk about with us on Friday, because we're going to talk about that. And then, I mean, let us know if you guys are the ones that have watched the 2 lives that we've done so far. You're kind of the audience, I guess, that we're going to do this for. So if you have some input, let us know either in our DM, slide into our DMs, or save it until Friday and let us know there, and then we'll talk about it. And this is how we're kind of crafting the future podcast.
It's genius.
We'll see you all Friday. Castle from the Alaska Lounge.
I mean,
right,
yeah,
ladies.
I'm getting pimento cheese this week, so I'm excited.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm going to hit end. Girls, don't leave just yet. Okay?
Oh.
See y'all.
Cheers.
Have a good night. Cheers.